Good evening, men. Welcome to the next section of men's cross-training practices. We live in a therapeutic world, which tells us that any discomfort needs to be removed and/or medicated. But every man is called by God for greatness, not comfort. God is asking men to embrace the discomforts of life, thereby transcending them. Transcendent comes from a Latin word that means to rise above. For every man, this will mean something slightly different. In essence, a transcendent man must live his life ever mindful of the bigger picture of God's promise of heaven. From the perspective of this world, the cross of Jesus doesn't make any sense and isn't logical. However, from the perspective of heaven, the cross makes complete sense. As St. Paul teaches us in Corinthians 1:18, the message of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing, but to us who are being saved, it is the power of God. Men's cross-training practices are designed to help us men analyze and think about the relationships and challenges we face from the perspective of heaven. An exercise we can use during difficult times is to think how we would want to respond looking back from eternity. We need to ask ourselves, how would I have handled this challenging situation differently from the perspective of heaven? Men's cross-training practices will inform and inspire us on how to become the great men that God wants us to be in our relationships with wives, family, and community. God wants men to be transcendent people like Jesus, who lived every aspect of his life for the coming of the kingdom. We, like Jesus, want to become a masculine presence that inspires people to live their lives in a transcendent way. Satan attempts to bring all men down into the mud and filth of this world, while Jesus is asking men to live not for this world, but for the reality of heaven. Men's cross-training practices will help men develop a masculine presence that is humble, yet calm and confident. When an MCT man steps into a room, he doesn't have to demand a masculine presence, but rather commands a masculine presence that brings joy and hope to all those around him. Tonight, you will hear a man give witness to his past decisions that were not made from the perspective of heaven, and also some decisions that were made from the perspective of heaven. When we men make decisions from the perspective of heaven, there is much more joy that comes into our lives and into the lives of our families.